Criss Cross made it all the way to the finals in all of their first 3 conferences in the Spikers turf, just falling short of the gold, not once, not twice, but thrice against Signal. Kaya naman June pa lang, nagsimula na sila mag-ensayo. And for the side of the PGJC Navy, they're coming in with redemption on their mind, especially with a lot of their players out last conference because of injuries in military duties. Tonight is going to be good. It is going to be a fun game ahead. It is the Criss Cross King Crunchers going up against the PGJC Navy Sea Lions to cap us off right here in our 3rd and final game of our opening day here in the Spikers turf, where power meets passion.
Napaka-miracle, ano? Paano lumalaki si Dorinzo ay Baguio, ano? Bigla na lang, kami tumatangkad din. Pero ito, this is the, as Dorin said, the last game of the day of the opening salvo of the Spikers turf for this particular conference. And this game could be a revelation because, you know, the Navy, they have a full crew right now, while on the other hand, Criss Cross, well, is it their time already? And again, they're participating, but they have not won a tournament yet.
As Doreen said, 3 times na sila in the finals, and they do want to make it all the way in this edition of the Invitationals. You know what, Sir Seb, we just finished hosting the Men's World Championships. Kaya naman, it's a great time to be part of the men's volleyball community here in the Spikers turf.
Absolutely, and I'm sure the euphoria has spilled over to our tournament as well. Let's take a look at our participating teams as well as you might as well explain the format.
We have 8 participating teams in the Invitational Conference. You have Signal, Criss Cross, VNS, Navy, Savoj, Alpha, FEU, and UST. And as for our tournament format, we will follow the similar format from the last 2 editions of the Invitational. So we have 8 local teams, and we begin the competition as they play a single round robin format. Now, from the 8 teams, the top 4 will move on to the semifinals, and the tiebreakers will be settled by the FIVB ranking system. In the semifinals, the top 4 will be joined by 2 foreign guest teams. Ito yung Kindai University of Japan and Australian Club Pro Volley Academy. And the top 2 teams will play for the championship, while the teams ranked 3rd and 4th will play for the Battle of Bronze.
Pag lumalalim pala ang gabi, mas madaling ang tamaan ng bola rito. Nang panayang ilag. Buti na lang sinilang kakampi ko may magaling na blocker dito. Ngayon ang Criss Cross. Ang kailangan tandaan natin, during the course of the tournament, mawawala rin yung some of the stars, ano? Because they will, of course, be brought into training for the national team. But I noticed that Marcus Pay is lined up sa Criss Cross.
Well, for Criss Cross, they are already a powerhouse team in the past editions, pero lalo pang lumakas with the rookies in their lineup. Of course, you have the best libero of the UAAP, Menard Guerrero. You have Paul Corinares, and you also have Noel Campton. And as mentioned, they still have the MVP in Jude Garcia and Mark Espejo coming off a very successful stint with the Las Filipinas.
Sino magiging setter ng Criss Cross ngayon?
Well, right now they have Villados, they have Jewel Asia, Ishmael Boroso won't be seeing action because of that knee injury. So, malalim pa din yung bench ng Criss Cross.
Okay. Samantala, Ty Bundit and Criss Cross will go up against a Navy crew that's possibly, for the first time, buong-buo going on this voyage out to sea.
They missed a lot of players in the open conference. Greg Dolor only played 2 games, and we know that he is the best scorer for this Navy squad. But they also have new players coming off the UAAP. They have Malabanan from UP, they have Paulino from Adamson, and Joven de la Vega will also be in this lineup. He also missed the open conference. So this is also an exciting time for the PGJC Navy Sea Lions.
And they have gone through a lot of changes in their lineup and their outlook as well. Don't forget that you can join us and just follow us in that with our hashtag at SpikersTurf 2025. So when Neil and I and Doreen come back, it'll be the Navy against Criss Cross here on opening day of the Invitational for the Spikers turf.
A pleasant evening to one and all. Welcome to the Playtime Philoil Center in San Juan City and Season 8, the Invitational Conference of the Spikers Turf, where power meets passion. This is our final match for you for today, the first day of the preliminaries. Match number 3 features our Criss Cross King Crunchers and the defenders of our seas, our PGJC Navy Sea Lions. Officiating this match, we have our national referees. First referee, Mr. Bobby Celso. Second referee, Mr. Patrick Alan Castillo. Let's call on our starting lineup from our Criss Cross King Crunchers. Let's begin with jersey number 2, Jaron Reckington. At number 4, Kim Malabunga. Wearing jersey number 5, Jude Garcia. At number 9, Adrian Villados. Number 15, Mark Jesus Espejo. And number 24, Edlin Paul Colinares. Starting libero is number 18, John Philip Pepito. And head coach, Mr. Anusorn, Coach Tai Bundit. Calling on our PGJC Navy Sea Lions. Let's begin with their team captain. He wears jersey number 16, Seaman First Class Greg Dolor. At number 4, John Ashley Jacob. Number 12, Dearborn Saria. Number 15, Apprentice Seaman Peter Kiel. Number 17, John Robert Raquiza. And number 22, JV Malabanan. Starting libero is Seaman First Class Jack Kalingking with jersey number 13. Head coach, Mr. George Pasqua. This is match number 3, preliminary round, season 8.
And we are just about ready to get going with the final match of the day, and it will feature the familiar orange colors of Criss Cross and the Navy. And let's take a look at the starters with Neil.
The rookies will get some playing time for Coach Tai Bundit, Paul Colinares, and Noel Campton. Just got the starting nod for the Criss Cross King Crunchers. And as for the PGJC Navy Sea Lions, no surprise there. Of course, Greg Dolor will be in the starting unit alongside Peter Kiel. Labanan will also start out as their outside hitter.
Some mild confusion as to who's... Depende yan kung kaninong handwriting ang binabasa eh. Di ba? Kung number 15, they sorted it out. So Criss Cross, I think, has settled down on who they want to start. In the meantime, do teams always change the starting lineups, Neil?
Well, sa starting unit, sometimes these coaches will try out a different rotation.
Depende sa kalaban.
Depende sa kalaban, of course. Kanina, we thought that Mark Espejo would start this game, pero nagkamali lang. It will be Noel Campton. And as for PGJC Navy, it's a mix of the rookies, the young ones, and their veterans as well.
Kasi baka yung pagkakasulat ng number 19, parang 5 eh. Si Mark, ang usual number ni Mark is number 15. And we are underway as Jacob fires the first salvo of the match. And the counter is inside, and that'll score for Criss Cross.
First of the many points for the MVP, Jude Garcia.
Hindi human ito si Jude Garcia. Lumilipad ito eh. O, tingnan mo. 1-0. Villados with the serve. And the first score on the other hand. Looks like a very young man, Rakiza. John Rakiza knocking it in. Not exactly very tall, but it looks like he can leap. And Rakiza will have the serve right now. I had a grand time swapping stories with George Pascual. Always so generous with these stories. He was telling me about the time when he and Coach Romel De Jesus were playing for FEU and those happy times. And then I asked him if does he miss playing. Sabi niya kung sasabay siya sa lalaki, hindi daw siya makakasabay. Yung talunan daw, hindi talaga kaya.
Ibang level na. Ang men's volleyball right
now. Alam mo yung generation nyo, mas matangkad, mas yung lundag, iba. No? Ibang vitamins ang binigay sa inyo ng mga magulang ninyo.
Ngayon, average height would be what? 6'2", I guess?
6 na. Actually, yung height, pati sa babae. Phil Kainglet was telling me, kala namin matangkad na kami. That's biglang dumating. Ang mga Santiago, sila Madi Madayan, si Bea De Leon. Eto na. 2-2 po tayo dito sa ating first couple of points dito sa ating first set. At mabilis na i-score ng Crunchers yan.
That's 2 for 2 for the rookie Noel Campton. We know that he was the best scorer for LaSalle during his UAAP days, and now he will be bringing his skill set to the King Crunchers.
And that, I thought he'd be too close to the net, but referee Bobby Celso says it's a point that belongs to the Navy. The Navy, if you keep step in step with the Crunchers, they have a chance in this game, actually.
That's the plan. That's always the plan, to keep it close with the powerhouse teams here in the Spikers turf. Because when we get to the tail end of every set, dun talaga literal, it can be anybody's ball game.
That is so true. And actually what happens is Malabanan's serve is too strong. It goes outside. It's 4-3 in favor of Criss Cross. The serve belongs to Jude Garcia. Into the net. And if we learn something from the World Championships, those jump serves, those power serves, they're part of the game. Whether you make them or not, you still have to do them.
Those jump serves really are a weapon in the men's game. So, kasama na yun sa risk nila. It's really about control and consistency when you want to go to those jump serves.
In the meantime, Malabunga gets that to bite right in the heart of the defense of the Navy. Big gaping hole there.
Also fresh from his stint sa Alas Pilipinas. That's been the go-to play. Even in the World Championships, that short slide, that was something new for the other teams.
The serve, very deep, kept in play by Rakiza. Hooked over to sort of keep it in play. Villado setting this up, and Malabunga scores a new 2-point lead by Criss Cross.
That's going to be the challenge for the other teams when you're up against the likes of Criss Cross and Signal HD, I mean the Signal Super Spikers na ngayon. When you have lethal middle blockers like Kim Malabunga, kailangan mas mabilis kang makapagbasa nung diskarte nung setter. It's easier said than done, definitely, but that's how the game is played. You have to be able to get those touches. You have to be able to assist the wing blockers if you want to be able to get good touches against them.
There's some confusion on the sequence of the rotation, I think, as to who is going to fall into the proper place here. They just want to be proper about this. Si referee Patrick Castillo ay ang ating second referee, making sure that everything is in order. He approaches the players and just make sure that everybody is in their proper place. Medyo late into the first set. 10 points already have been scored. Alam mo, volleyball, yun ang protocol niyan eh. As to who is in the proper sequence. Diba, Neil, usually yung setter ang usually unang nagsaserve dyan eh.
Inaayos lang. Nakascore naman kayo. Hindi, ahaba kasi. Ahaba.
Looks like this is the correct rotation for the Sea Lions. Technical table is making sure that everything is in order before we proceed to the next rally.
The matter is, some points have been scored already, given the mistake of the rotate, even if it's a mistake. So do you reset this? I think that's the issue right now. Because they're looking at the scoring sequence.
Well, if there's a rotational fault against the Sea Lions, the point should have been awarded earlier to the King Crunchers. So
exactly.
that is the dilemma right now. They weren't able to call out the mistake on the floor, and we already went through a couple of rallies.
Yes, and there's a 2-point lead right now for Criss Cross. My concern here is the momentum of the players actually. So there's still some confusion as to. My sense is that a point may have to be replayed. Maybe. Let me find out. So the players are trying to stay warm, trying to stay fluid. And now George Pasqua has something to... The issue now is that a point apparently will be charged against the Navy for a mistake in the rotation. But George Pasqua is now in a fit because he's asking why.
He's claiming that the officials missed that error.
And they should not be penalized for it. Greg Delore will approach referee cell. So let's try to use our audio here if we can. We need to get this out in the audience must understand what this is. We can't...
Pagkakamali natin, inayos natin, di ba? Hindi naman dahil nag-wrong server kayo. Wala namang wrong server kanina eh. Pinatay nila yung bola eh. Kaya mag-as-is pa rin tayo. Sige na. Oo, tama lang yan.
So the way I am getting it from referee Celso is that everything seems to be in order. Though there may have been that rotation error that was committed by the Navy.
And the referee also pointed out that Criss Cross already scored the point
On that matter.
on that matter.
Oh. So here we go. We'll proceed.
Official score is 6, serving 4.
Yeah. That's short. That will not work on that last attempt by John Ashley Jacob. Buti na sense agad yung error while it's still early in the match.
Mas magulo if tumagal pa na mali yung rotation ng isang team.
Now all the while, mali pala ang sequencing. Here we go. Let's continue with the action. Down the middle we go. Rakiza is denied. He cuts it up this time.
Easy point for Greg Dolor of the overpass from Criss Cross. A while ago, we saw that combination play to the middle. That might not be a wise decision for the PGJC Navy Sea Lions because all of the blockers were already compressed in the middle.
They were converged there, no?
So if you're going to go to a combination play in the middle, dapat may sasabay sa middle blocker. Kasi if wala, mababantayan yung wing spiker ng Sea Lions.
Rakiza, he's a flyer, but he is denied this time by the taller blockers on the other side. It's an 8-5 count. We've arrived at the first technical timeout.
You're still watching the Spikers Turf Invitational Conference. Right after the FIVB World Championships, Mark Espejo suffered a right elbow strain coming from a block he did in that game versus Iran. Namaga yung elbow niya to the point where he could not even dig. And so he had to sit out training for Criss Cross for a while, did not even get to play much in their training camp in Thailand. 2 weeks pa lang simula nung na-clear na maglaro si Mark. He's still not 100%, but for the team, according to Coach Carl, this also presents an opportunity and a challenge to the rest of the players to shine and step up. Balik sa inyo.
Maraming salamat, Doreen Suay Baguio. Alam mo, volleyball injuries are a fascinating, intriguing lot. I suspect they take longer to heal because certain body parts are utilized more than perhaps compared to other sports. Lower back, knee, shoulder, elbow, knees and toes, and everything. Diba? 8-6 ang bilang natin. Some interesting drama already happening early on. As this was sorted out already, we get to continue playing. Villados sets it up. There's a net scrape. And that's going to be going against the Navy here.
These are the unforced errors that they need to avoid. Yung mga simple net violations, the service errors, all of those free points will add up.
Correct.
Dun sa total score ng Criss Cross, and now they're up by 3.
Our setter, Adrian Villados. This is whipped into the middle. Tracked down, kept in play. Naku, late yung setter. Pero buhay yung laro. Free ball given up. Here comes the setup job. Reverse. They love to go to Rakiza. Parang go-to guy rin nila to si Rakiza. It's not exactly very tall, but the score is taken care of by Criss Cross. It's 10-6.
That's a third point for Noel Campton. Look at the elevation. Just avoiding the hands of the blockers of the Sea Lions.
Noel Campton, of course, is player number 19 for Criss Cross. 4-point lead by Criss Cross. Jacob, yes, gets it on the cross.
That's a good point for the Navy. When you have tall blockers in front of you, sometimes di mo na talaga kailangan i-challenge it. Just choose your angles well, and you will get the point for your team.
7 serving against 10, rather, as John Robert Raquiza will serve for the Sea Lions. Taking his own sweet time here. As a plan. Down the middle we go, solidly in.
This is what we discovered also in the World Championships. Yung mga countries na napanood natin, laging 4 attackers ang uma-approach.
Okay.
And we have been applying that here in the Spiker serve as well. Even in the collegiate ranks, you would see that back row differential attack from the wing spikers.
Dati hindi tayo mahilig yung from the pipe, from the wing pipes, hindi tayo mahilig yan. But now, we're trying to evolve also as a volleyball playing country. Reverse set. That's too much, but they count it in. Look long, but it will count. It will make it 12-7 here.
Corner pocket once again for the King Crunchers. Kanina pa nagpapalit-palit ng positions yung wings nila. Sometimes you would see Jude Garcia on the right side. Ngayon naman, it's Jaron Rickington. So, the versatility is actually showing for the players of Criss Cross.
Just have to, when you're on the floor, you just have to be alert. What are we doing right now? What is our mode of attack? That does not cross over for Malabanan.
Blocking system is on point for the King Crunchers.
Yeah,
Look at
absolutely.
that tight double block from Preliminaries and Rickington. No entry for Malabanan.
And he had no time to change the curve of his hand, whether he could go to another angle. He was already caught in the mud there. Ooh, that crawls over. It climbs over and it's outside. And it's a 7-point lead. George Pasco has seen enough. And he's seen too much. Let's see what he will talk about here.
Huwag masyado yung short yung bola mo kasi hindi gumagalaw yung blocker mo. Itulong mo para may oxygen down the line. Tapos pag nakita mo umusog dito, yung second blocker mo ng kalaban, pwede kong matake sa gitna. Nawawala yung atake mo sa gitna. Huwag ka magdulo-dulo. Hindi tayo pwede ng dulo-dulo. Kailangan meron kang combination. Okay. Maliwanag. So, mas madaling mag-penetrate yung back row mo, mas mahirap laking yung back row. Yan. Tsaka huwag ididikit yung bola mo sa net.
Mukhang mahaba yung discussion ng setter play, ano ha? Ano ba? Ang babaeng maganda nilalaro lately, nasa gitna. Si Erica Santos.
The reinforcement is also here. They supported the Super Spikers a while ago.
Nga pala, no? She's the new arrival for Signal, no?
KT from Slovakia.
I saw the name and I go, wow, tongue twister ka agad,
Yeah,
ano?
Katie na lang.
Katie, you'll be fine. By the way, bukas may PBL po. Same venue. You working tomorrow?
I will be working.
Third game na naman.
Third game.
Samantala, 15-7 ang ating bilang. Napako na sa 7 itong kupunan ng Navy. Their offense has been denied by the double blocking. Their offense is not flowing. George Basco was talking of trying to mix it up actually. Hindi pwede dulo-dulo eh. Yun! Yun ang sinasabi niya.
Yun yung kulang kanina. They've been going to the left and right pins a lot and laging nandun yung double block ng Criss Cross. So at some point, you have to utilize the presence of your middle blockers.
Yeah.
Kahit as bait lang, sometimes you just use them as decoys.
At saka, yung sabi ni George, kailangan ko mong minanasyon ka ng konti. Like in this case, Colinar is knocking that in as we arrive at the second technical timeout. It's an 8-point lead by Criss Cross.
excited po ako at happy po ako na nakabalik ulit ngayon sa Criss Cross kasi normally bumabalik lang ako sa Criss Cross kapag end season na. So ngayon, ito may time ako to prepare, makasama sila. Yun, I hope na maging maganda yung resulta. Nakasama ako through pre-season and during season.
Ayan po si Mark Espejo at batay din sa report kanina ni Dorinzo Baguio, and he's still nursing that injury. A friend of ours also is nursing. You mentioned it, him also at the top of our coverage. We had a picture with him and Eliza and Valdez earlier. Si Ish, no?
Yeah.
Is it an ACL that Ish is managing? Okay.
But he's on his way to recovery.
That's good, that's good.
Medyo matagal lang talagang recovery pag galing sa ACL.
And Ish was telling me that when you guys were in school, hindi daw siya masyado nai-injure. Well, sabi ko, Ish.
Life happens.
Ayun, better said. I could have said it worse. I would have said it oddly. Oh! This is perfectly done with Jaron Rickenton flying in the air.
Coach Tai is flexing the depth of his bench right now.
Is that hard? Kasi ba, Mark, you're a Marcus well, and you can't play. Larong-laro ka o chill lang?
I think he's a very chill teammate. He's just ready kung anong role ang ibibigay sa kanya. He knows that ang taas din ng IQ ng other teammates niya. And you have Noel Campton, an ace scorer from LaSalle. You still have Jude Garcia there. So kahit wala si Mark in the lineup, he knows that the team is in good hands.
Well said. 17-9 as there was a net violation committed by Criss Cross. King Crunchers are comfortably in front by 8, 17-9.
Some of the rookies are not in uniform for Criss Cross. Wala pa si Menard Guerrero, wala pa si Eco Adahar. Francis Saura is not in uniform right now. So ang daming player rotations na pwedeng paglaruan ni Coach Tai. Right now for PGJC Navy, they are trying to establish their own offense. Medyo kakaiba yung ikot ng Sea Lions because right now, nasa gitna si Greg Dolor.
You think they're trying something new?
Might be, or they might be undermanned in the middle blocker position. That's why they're trying to adjust certain rotations. Bumabalik pa rin naman sa wing si Greg Dolor, but in certain rotations, nagsisimula siya sa middle for blocking purposes, I guess.
I think this is the first time I'm seeing Navy. Not exactly as tall as they used to be. They're a little undersized. And that's not exactly a negative. But of all the Navy teams we've covered so far in the Spiker Stiff, this is one of the shortest. Probably the average height is about 5'8", 5'9". In the meantime, this serve does not cross over. It's into the net. That makes the count 18-11.
There were a few substitutions from Coach George Pascua. Mark Paulino is coming off his UAAP playing year from Adamson. Now he's with the Sea Lions.
That is going through two defenders. That finds a way in as Paulino gets a professional point right now.
Welcome to the Spikers turf.
Yes, welcome indeed. In the meantime, the euphoria does not last very long as that serve is much too strong for Honra. Rickenton is back in the service area. Telling King, member of the national team, of course, our alternate libero. In the meantime, this attempt is too strong. It is now a repeat of the 8-point lead established by Criss Cross. Earlier, we had Signal going through some a ringer, Neil, before finally finishing that match earlier in 4 sets. Oh, sealed.
This is the clear advantage of the King Crunchers in the first set. Might be their major advantage in the entire game. Yung blocking system nila, look at that tight bubble block set up by Kim Malabunga and Noel Campton.
Timeout by George Pascua.
Tsaka mahabang palo. Huwag masyadong dikit yung set sa net. Kasi mas nadikit yung bola sa net, mas malapit sa block, mas mabablock. Okay? Ilayo nyo para makatarget ng mga haba yung mga spiker ninyo. Huwag hindi yan, malalaki ang blocker eh. So, dito lang, singit-singit lang. Okay. Naintindihan, hindi tayo pwede upersahan. Kailangan, yung gano'n, with
Let's go! Enemy!
Ang daming factors na kailangan i-consider when it comes to the set play. Kailangan mo bigyan ng konting distansya yung bola dun sa blockers para magawa ng paraan. You see on your screens, Liza Valdez.
And the coach of the Australian team that's going to be visiting here. So we had a chance also to catch up with Eliza earlier. And of course, Eliza is the official, what's the right, ambassadress of this tournament. 21-13 is the count. Kailangan talaga pagkalaban mo itong Criss Cross, you gotta control the offense.
Yeah. It was almost a free ball from the PGJC Navy Sea Lions, but the defense wasn't ready for the King Crunchers. So that will be a break point for the white shirts.
Very deep dig. Rakiza is not that tall, but he's battling at the net. And this one makes it 22-13.
Same spot for Noel Campbell. Corner pocket.
Malabunga will serve. King. Reverse. Change of hands in the air that time by Kiel. Bullet is long and out. George Pasco and company will challenge this. They're down currently by 10. I was chatting also with some of the referees, and you know, the nice thing that the challenge is taken out is excessive complaining, really. It's really a lot of unnecessary vocalization, if you may.
Lalo na sa mga deuce situations. Pag crucial na yung game, do or die, finals, semifinals.
Yeah, I'm still not a fan of the challenge at championship point, but you know, that's just me. In the meantime, block touch, no. So the call will stay. It's an unsuccessful challenge.
This is the downside of putting Greg Golor in the middle blocker position. Kasi hindi mo siya may-utilize pag walang pasa compared to him being a left-wing spiker. Kahit out of system, kahit galing sa misreceive, they can still set up that ball.
Or is, let's say it's an experiment, but also it's trying to free up some space for other players who can contribute in the wings. In the meantime, this attack is received well. And we're going to be at set point very early.
It's all systems go for the King Crunchers. Everybody got their touches already.
Yeah.
Lahat ng attackers on the board now when it comes to scoring.
Itong Campton, grabe gumawa ng puntos ito. Nice set. Back row at work. Rickinton's there. Did he get it? No, he did not. Campton on the cross missed the target.
Too much angle there for Noel Campton, but they still have a 9-point lead.
Kung minsan pag lumilipad ka na doon sa kanto na, hindi mo na naisip yung angle eh. Hataw talaga eh. No? Para ma-clear yung airspace. 9 set points to go still. John Robert Rakiza. Oh, Rakiza, it's off. Nearly off his chest. Oh! Oh, look at that. 3 people burned by that regalo.
Perfect set papunta kay Jude Garcia. That will be it for the first set.
Here it is, here it is. Watch how this happened. Bang! Tataas. Yun yung sinasabi mo. Tatlo, para bowling. Spare. Okay, natapos po ang ating first set at ang ating second set ay ihahanda namin para sa inyo. Ilang saglit lang. 10-point distance was the winning score of the King Crunchers. Criss Cross taking set number 1 with a 10-point lead.
Well, it was very obvious na yung offense and defense ng Criss Cross nang ibabaw nung set number 1.
Correct.
Maybe didn't get a lot of opportunities really to shine. The passing was shaky and they also gave away 3 points to the King Crunchers. Yung blocking system nung Criss Cross ang hirap lagpasan. That's why Coach George was trying his best to give specific instructions to the setter and the attackers. Yung ball distance from the net, yung set placement, all of those factors tinry i-explain ni Coach George. But then again, nahirapan talaga yung Navy to execute. And clearly, Criss Cross had more attacks, 14 compared to the 6 of PGJC Navy Sea Lions. And Criss Cross also had more blocks. Definitely unforced errors, pantay lang naman. But again, nagkulang talaga yung Sea Lions dun sa scoring categories nung set number 1.
Okay, and again, just to recap the results of the day, we had the Alpha Insurance team winning in 4 sets against Savoj, and we also had Signal winning in 4 against VNS earlier today. So, tuloy-tuloy po ang ating tournament. As Neil pointed out in his discussion earlier, we're looking for the top 4 teams, and they will subsequently be joined by 2 teams, guest teams from Japan and Australia. The coach of the Australian team is already here, taking a look at the action, sizing up the opposition, so to speak. And we're just about ready to get going with set number 2. What's the first major adjustment that Navy has to do here in the second? Is it defense as Compton continues to just fire away? Ilang points na ba yan si Compton? 250?
I think officially already has 7 points.
I'm close. I'm very close.
Going back to your question, I feel like Navy really needs a steady middle blocker para magamit nila si Greg Dolor in other aspects. He only has 1 point pa lang, and that can be a start. That's a new face on the floor for Coach George Pascua. Jersey number 7, and Bernie Kuramin.
Siguro naghahanap siya ng mga bagong wings. Kaya for today, subukan natin si Greg. But you know, I agree with you that Dolor is more useful if he's on the wings. In the meantime, here we go again with John Robert Raquiza. We're tied at 1. And that changes very quickly.
The Sea Lions are also undersized, I guess, comparing their height dun sa height ng Criss Cross.
Preliminaries just scored, and in the meantime, flying in the air is Kuramin. From the back row, it is missed. And that's going to be the second point of the Navy.
Too strong for Noel Campton, but he is the leading scorer for the King Crunchers. For the Sea Lions, it's Raquiza with 2.
Here's Kuramin and his serve. Pepito is the libero, and that ended quickly once Kim Malabunga is in that middle spot. He is so hard to battle up.
Villados has been pulling the strings really well for the King Crunchers, just knowing when to set that ball up for the middle blockers.
Early activation of the middle department. Short on that one. I thought the toss was a little too low for Jude Garcia.
Contact point was also low.
Sa ilalim kinuha, no? So, tabla po ang ating bilang dito sa ating second set. If we're just joining us, first set going very clearly the way of the Criss Cross side. 10-point lead, 25-15. Double block, but the point up. It's over. Akala ng Navy, hindi pa tapos, but it's over. They grab the upper hand, 4-3.
They also need to score a couple of points from their defensive system. Hindi lang pwede puro atake. Blocking will also be a factor if you want to slow down the offense of Criss Cross.
That's into the net of that toss by Mark Paulino, and we are knotted at 4. King Crunchers reobtain the serve with Raqueton all set to do that. Five attack, and I think it's too much. This guy, Rakiza, is a flyer. Huh? I think he has jets on his sneakers. He can soar. He's not exactly very tall. Just proving that in volleyball, it's not all height. Huh? It helps, but you know, flying helps also. Oh, that is so strong. It caused Paulino to be thrown back. And here we go with a 2-point lead already by the King Crunchers in the second set. Dolor denied. They reset. Kalingging.
Pipe.
Dolor keeps it in play. Paulino. Dolor shoves it to the other side. That's kept in play. This is the longest rally so far. Dolor ends the madness, and you're so right about where Dolor should be.
He will be getting a lot of sets in the second frame, that's for sure. In system, out of system, the setter will always look for Greg Dolor.
And now Dolor will be serving. Pepito receiving, that's off 2 hands. Kalingging keeps it alive. Jairami sets, denied, and better coverage by the Navy now. They shoot away, but still very much in play. The reverse. Now, King Crunchers forced to work here as the Navy is a little more aggressive with their floor D. Second longest rally in progress. Chance to play it. No free balls being given up here. Both sides attacking seriously here. Rakisa, that will stay down, and Kiel takes the point.
Great point from the Sea Lions. They were very persistent in that last rally. We saw a lot of great digs from their side. And yung mga first passes nila, like that one, tinataas talaga nila so that they can, you know, recalibrate their approach and look for the proper placement of their shots.
Get into proper position as well in the smallest amount of time.
They're trying to slow down the pace of the game. Kasi kanina pa minamadali ni Villados yung set place ng Criss Cross.
Dolor gets a hand on it. Kalingging, of course, stretching for it. No surprise there. Villados, pipe attack! Down the middle we go!
All eyes were on Kim Malabunga, but they forgot about Jeron Raquinton.
Watch this.
Differential set to the pipe. Worked so well. Villados was able to fish out the 2 blockers of the Sea Lions.
That's so correct. Very appropriate description. Oh, but excellent counter as the lower beginning to percolate here.
That's his own version of a back row hit. This time from the right side. They're trying to move the pieces. Hahanap at hahanap sila ng location kung saan mataas yung chance ng attacker makalagpas dun sa first line of defense ng Criss Cross.
Villados. This is inside, but there's a net violation. And King Crunchers reach the technical timeout mark ahead of the other side, 8-7.
Back here in the Spikers Turf Invitational Conference. Kompleto na ang PGJC Navy this conference led by the return of Greg Dolor from what they call military schooling. At kasama na nga dyan sa mga nagbabalik, sina Jairami, Liok, even Joven de la Vega is recovering or returning from his lung illness from last conference. They're also showcasing 8 new and young players from different collegiate teams from all over the Philippines, including their starters, JV Malabanan from UP and John Raquiza from ICC Caloocan. With these additions, good blend of young and experienced talents ang meron ang PGJC Navy dito. At sabi nga ni Greg, hindi mapapahiya with this lineup as they hope to have a better and deeper finish this time around. Sir Seven Neil.
Maraming salamat, Doreen. And if you are part of the Navy or the military establishment, schooling is an integral part for advancement, regardless of what position or rank you are in, as this is kept very much in play. It is too strong, however, it is touched before flying out. It is a 9-8 lead right now by the Sea Lions.
Navy is definitely playing better here in the second set compared to the first one. Di natin nakita yung flow nung first set, but now it's a very close start, the second frame.
I agree.
And they have a 1-point lead.
And they are more passionate and aggressive in keeping the ball in play. Nice combination. Play! And the defense is also there for the Navy right now.
It started with excellent floor defense. Now they're also getting their fair share of the block points. That was against Jude Garcia, a single block coverage from Mark Paulino.
And Typhoon Dip wants to huddle up the King Crunchers.
Happy, meditation.
Okay, let's go. Hinga. Hey, what up, eh? Ha?
Still the same few words.
Yeah.
happy and meditation.
Oh, wala pa yung ano dyan, yung, ano yung favorite niya? Braveheart. Ano yun?
Heartstrong.
Heartstrong. Okay, ako bilis ko naman makalimot. Heartstrong. So happy. Pero balita ko na kwento ni iba rin daw yung training. Pag siya nagpatakbo ng training. Pwede
Pamatay daw.
Hindi.
In their words.
Hindi naman magcha-champion sila Eliza a few years ago kung hindi sila nagpa-practice twice a day nun. No? In the meantime, 2-point lead. But I'm sure Ty is thinking not just of the past, but what he can do with the King Crunchers. They have not won yet. Yeah. And now, look at this. 4 straight markers scored by Navy.
It's back-to-back kill blocks against Jude Garcia. That has to feel good.
Marvin Jairami's serve in play. That is too long. Nanggigigil, ha? Pero may challenge ata.
There was a check ball on Raquiza. He already admitted to that block touch. So he will not be proceeding to the challenge.
Saves time. Raquiza, maganda yung report ni Doreen Soy Baguio, no? Si Raquiza pala is from a school in Caloocan. That's interesting. This is the nice part of getting the Spikers Turf. We get players from here, there, and everywhere. So the point belongs to Criss Cross. It's 11-9. And that's changed very quickly. It is now 12-9.
That's the reason why he's in that starting unit. Yes, he's not as tall as the other attackers, but he can definitely fly high and go for those kills.
Yeah. John Robert Rocket Shoes. Raquiza, he has jets on his sneakers.
We're also seeing better passing from
I agree.
the Sea Lions. The floor is being taken care of by Jack Kalingking.
Oh, wicked shot. I think that's Raquinton. Am I correct? Yep. He got that in. And the lead is pruned down to 2. Oh, it's an accidental ace. If there was one coming in from Colinares.
Smart serve.
Yeah,
from
it's actually strategic. Yeah, he changed it at the last moment. Kasi nakita niya may gap dun sa harap eh. Oh, Dolor.
Beautiful shoot set papunta kay Greg Dolor. 2-point lead for the Sea Lions.
Uh-oh. Everybody getting over the bakod. Oh, that hits the net. The antenna, rather. Dolor hit it, and that'll cut down the lead to 1.
Here comes a double sub for the King Crunchers. Jewel Asia and Isay Marasigan will check in for Jude Garcia and Villados.
Against 13. Dolor. On coach side, could not resist. Alam niya wala na, hindi naaabutan.
Greg Dolor starting to rack up points for his squad.
Ilan na ba si Dolor? Tanong mo ako dyan kay... We will count. You know, Greg is a proud son of Umingan, Pangasinan. And I remember that young team we had in one of those tournaments that won. In the meantime, the net. Oh, we're getting heated battles at the net now. Kiel knocking it in.
Even yung middle blockers ng Navy nakakuha na ng puntos for Coach George.
Oh, no, better distribution, better spreading of the wealth, so to speak. 3-point lead right now by the Navy. Adjustment in the air.
Isay Marasigan just used his offhand to get that point for the King Crunchers.
Veterano rin na itong si Isay, no? 2-point lead for the Navy that lost the first set by 10. Dolor. Good chase down by Pepito. Adjustment in the air. Here we go with Dolor.
He knows what to do with that ball.
Yeah, papaluin ko na rin sana. Hinarang dito eh. And the Navy. In the Navy is ahead 16-13 at the technical timeout break.
Happy kami na nakompleto ulit kami yung mga teammates namin. Last time nga, last conference, kulang kami. Ito siguro, mag-start ulit kami para mabuo yung team. Kasi sa ngayon kasi kakatapos na ng uniform personnel namin sa military. Yun. So for, binubuo pa namin yung gelling namin sa team.
It's nice to see Joven De La Vega back in the roster of the Sea Lions.
Oh, Silyo. Alam mo kasi pag hindi naka-uniforme, ang hirap ma-identify eh. Buti na lang yung mga kasama natin. Ang dating nagtrabaho ko ito sa photo me, itong mga to eh. Yung kuhanan ng ID picture. Hello! You know, the crowd will like this guy, huh?
That's the 5th point for Akiza.
You know, they will love this guy. He's not a huge, tall player, but he is a flyer.
Marquez Peo is now in the ball game.
Hindi na pwede matagalin.
Coach Tay has had enough.
Time to bring in the reinforcements. Mark getting into position right away. And scoring right away.
That elbow injury will not stop Marquez Pejo from scoring. First attempt, first point.
That's unusual. No? Block na. Block. Baka may contact sa tao sa kabila rin eh. Ikaw na-experience mo ba yung knee to knee sa net?
Yeah.
Sa
Medyo delikado, so we have to be careful.
even if they say you push your hands tapos paatras yung katawan mo, you end up going straight kuminsan eh. Hello! It's too long. Malakas. Challenge si Coach George.
Ball in, ball out challenge for sure from the Sea Lions.
Again, our tournament already in progress. We're looking for the top 4 teams. And then we'll have some international flavoring for our tournament after the preliminaries. Here it is, Neil, on your screen.
Oh, it was a block touch challenge from the Sea Lions. There was no block touch. We thought that it was going to be a ball in, ball out challenge from them.
It's not successful challenge. Just quickly, we go back to one of our original homes for the Spikers Turf, the Paco Arena. Yung mga may hilig sa inihaw na manok, matutuwa na naman. At FEU faces Savoge. The Navy will go up against UST. And Alpha will play Signal in the 6 o'clock game. And that is going to happen on Wednesday, October 29. Whipped against the block. Bullet unleashed by Kiel, handled. There's a lot of touching and yeah, it's outside.
Isay Marasigan had the right intention, but again, you have to execute correctly. 3-point lead for Navy.
But is it enough to close the set and tie it all up? Marasigan's bullet. Ooh, reached for, and they got to it. We are in play. Combination on target.
Yun lang. When you give a free ball like that to Criss Cross at nasa harap si Marcus Espejo, expect a cannon from him. Look at that.
Parang bilangin mo rin. 18-16. Boy, you know, nakikita ko sa SEA Games, ang biggest challenge, isa na lang talaga, Thailand na lang talaga. Kasi Indonesia, but you know.
The most important part, siguro for me, would be the confidence that they got from the World Championships.
I agree.
The fact that they were able to force the powerhouse teams into a 5-set thriller. Nanalo pa tayo ng isang game against Egypt.
Yeah. And the complete experience of being there, watching the games. I love the closing ceremony. When our team made that presentation, that was so heartwarming and engaging. In the meantime, 19-16 tally here. Oh, industrious track down Kalingking. That's going to work for Rakiza. No whistle. It's outside. Boy, George Pasco is dying with every execution here. But it's 20-16. And we've got a timeout by Criss Cross.
Sige lang.
Happy, enjoy. Let's go.
Sige lang. Tapat. Jump set na, ha? Let's go. Good ball.
First ball. Sige, side out. Pasa. Tapos, serve tayo. Sino next server? Sino next server? Take your time lang.
Open.
Si Mark na. Go ha. Tuloy. Let's get a pass.
Yes, coach. Yes.
Come on.
You know, in the PBL, when we do that, I get a kick out of the coaches speaking in Filipino and the imports just nodding. Here, I get a kick out of Thai Bundit, hardly saying anything, and everybody understands it. Perhaps the language of volleyball is so simple that everybody can latch onto it. 20-16 tally here. Marcus Espejo, watch this. Kalingking gets to it. Jairami. That is outside on that attempt by Kuramin.
No challenge there from Coach George. They were looking for a block touch. It's Mark Espejo serving for Criss Cross. He was one of our best servers in the World Championships.
Oh, yes.
Let's see if he can get a couple of points from that line.
Boy, iba yung load up ni Mark dun, ah. Yeah, but you can see that the elbow is heavily wrapped up. Jewel Asia, by the way, is there already as setter for Criss Cross. That punches through. Malakas ito. Malakas.
Rakisa is just enjoying his time on the floor.
Sobra. Idols ko kayo, ha? Pero I don't care. I'm here.
The delayed block also helped him score that point. They're looking good here in the second set, looking to tie things up at one set apiece.
Espejo receiving. Isay knocking that cleanly in.
First clean hit probably from Isay Marasigan. Papaling ngayon si Kim Malabunga to help his team close out this gap. Still down by 3.
Yeah, Bagalay has just darted out. 21-18 is our official score here in the second. Dolor, and he knocks it in. Well-run combination play makes it 22-18. Sinatsaga din ni George ito. He's being patient with his team.
He found the right rotation then. Compared to the first set, ang daming pinuntos ni Greg Dolor in the second.
Good counter, Malabunga knocking that down. You know, Navy is not yet out of the storm. Criss Cross, so lethal as they are, can turn this around quickly. Asia. Good set. Well done. Alam mo, sa set pa lang makikita mo na it's going somewhere. Eh.
Paulina was up against a single blocker. He had the right thing in mind. Just simplified everything by targeting the left hand of Jared Requenton.
Nice thing about you, Neil, in your experience, you can see actually the single blocker. I was looking at the set, which was so magnificent, and that's why we work in pairs. In the meantime, simple lang itong si Requenton, ha? But I know we had a couple of games where he was best player also last conference. He's an energetic young player, actually. 23-20 tally.
Ooh, that drop last second.
Direct, tingnan nga natin kung sumalok nga talaga pababa yun. Whenever you can, we have a timeout right now. Oh, yes, we can. Tama ka rin. Sumalok pababa. Makinig tayo sa subukan natin sa kabila.
Masyado aggressive. Same pa rin. So back with big quick ka na. Abang ka lang sa 4. Ha? Negi, sa gitna. PGJC!
Coach George wants a quick attack from the Sea Lions.
Bilisan natin. Tapusin natin to. Baunin na natin itong set na to.
That can happen if they deliver an A pass directly to the setter of the Sea Lions.
Nakakatuwa na si Coach Cecil Cruzada, who was the head coach with his team for a very long time, remains with the team as an assistant. He's a major part of the volleyball program of the Armed Forces of the Philippines, actually. Dolor, denied! Denied!
We've been seeing a lot of double blocks from the Criss Cross King Crunchers. That is the first time they actually went to that 3-man block.
Oh, tatlo.
Wala kang malulusutan.
Kahit ano pa passport ang dala mo, hindi ka pala lulusutin dyan. On 2. First on 2 that we have here tonight. And Marvin Jairami knocked that down. And they arrive at set point.
That wasn't expected from Jairami. Pero patakbo pa lang si Jared Requenton papunta sa position niya. Naibalik na yung bola.
That stops a 3-0 run by Criss Cross, actually. And they arrive at set point. Woo! Pepito. Expel says, saan kayo pupunta? Dito pa ako.
Navy still has one chance to close this one out.
And Coach George wants to use that last timeout to probably plot out something. Makinig po tayo sa Navy.
Itataas yun ng bala, ready ka dito sa 5. And then, same pa rin.
Okay.
5. Saan? Kunin mo dito yung kunin mo dito yung receipt. Greg, iwan ka dito sa gitna. 5. Bit mo kunin ng receipt para ma-open si Greg. Then, commit.
Go!
Tara, isa! Sabi mo na.
Okay, we are live on our different platforms. We hope you're enjoying the action. We are probably the only sporting event that's happening wherever you are right now. Of course, that's arguable. Tapos, sabay pinalo ko pa, di ba? Regalo eh. Nag-challenge ba? Hindi na siguro. We will change sides. Okay, Neil and I and Doreen Soybago will be back wherever you are. The second set goes the way of the Navy. We're all tied up. And we are tied in the set count. First set going the way of the King Crunchers at 25-15, but a swift reply by the Navy in the second by the closest of margins, perhaps 25-23. And we are all knotted together. And my partner Neil Flores has pointed out so accurately some adjustments made by the Navy to be able to win that second set.
Greg Delor was the hero in that second set. Even to the last moment, he was the one who scored that final point. They were challenged in the tail end by the defense of Criss Cross, but ultimately they still played better in that second set. They were able to get their block touches, yun yung wala nung first set, and mas naging active na sila on offense. It wasn't predictable. We saw a couple of quick attacks here and there. So yun yung adjustment na ginawa ni Coach George, and they even out-attacked Criss Cross second set, 17-13, and that is surprising. I mean, just by looking at the roster of the King Crunchers, on paper, dapat sila yung magdo-dominate talaga in that department, but it went to the side of Navy. Even the blocking department nawala dun sa Criss Cross King Crunchers.
Parang mas aggressive yung Navy no second set. Okay, we can now get some points from a variety of sources. So, sige, let's use them. And I like the point you made about Delor. He actually made the difference in that second set.
Again, he's the main man. Even in the past conferences, he's always on top when it comes to scoring. So you really have to put him dun sa left wing if you want to win against a powerhouse team like Criss Cross.
So medyo siguro talaga experimental yung first set, ano? In a way, para sa unan ng Navy. Now, if you're Criss Cross, you're thinking, okay, let's not mess around here. This Navy team is bent on beating us.
Ito din yung maganda sa men's volleyball. I think that in the World Championships, on paper, you know kung sino yung may advantage. But when we actually play the game, nawawala yun. It really depends on how you play at that certain moment.
Well, Iran was shocked, and the hometown support really carried that game. It's just unfortunate we had that challenge at the end. Some production, Rakiton with 9 points, Malabunga. Dolor has 9 points also. Rakis has 6. Jacob has 3. And we have 6 points by Malabunga. So nobody yet in the double-digit zone. So naka-adjust ang Navy. Now, if you're Criss Cross, now you got to pour it on. I think we'll see a lot of Marcus Pejo in the remainder of the game.
Marcus Pejo already scored a couple of points that second set, pero ngayon, magsa-start na siya for Criss Cross. That means Jude Garcia will play opposite.
Double block. Siliado. Espejo and Preliminaries conniving there, sealing that wall.
The playmakers should always check the front line muna of the other team before they make a decision.
That's a good point.
Bantay sarado yung short slide.
Nilipat sa kabila, Winalis against the block, and Paulino gets that to bite. We are tied at 1.
Better set from the Sea Lions. The goal is always to force the blockers to move. And yung last set na yon, napagalaw si Preliminaries.
Yun ang sinasabi ng mga coach, pasayawin mo yung mga blocker mo. Huwag mong give them a chance to know what to do. Let them guess. Let them make that mistake as you swing them around. Jude Garcia flying. Good stretch that time by Paulino, keeping it very much in play. We have a joust. And what is the call? Bobby Celso.
It's going to be a challenge. It's going to be reaching beyond the net. Challenge against the blocker of the Sea Lions.
Did it look that way? We shall find out. There was an uproar coming from anybody who was in orange, actually.
Pagdating sa reaching beyond violation, we always have to check kung sino yung unang nakahawak dun sa bola. Pag setter yung unang nakahawak at tumama sa blocker, it would be awarded.
I don't know how you call it in your generation. Sa amin nung araw yan. Overreach.
Same.
Same, ha? Same, ha?
The official term is reaching
Yes,
beyond.
that's the legal, exquisite, elegant term. But when you play this game, and you see it, overreach. Parang yung lifting. Di ba? It's now catch and throw. Di ba? Double. Di ba? But those of you who have played this game, you know it. In the meantime, this is close and tight. George Vasco has made a good job of adjusting in this game. 2-1. Kaya ito si George, hindi nawawala ng trabaho ito eh. Alam mo yung FEU program talaga, namin na-produce na magaling na coaches and players, both the men's and the women's, through the years. Si Rachel Andakis, andyan pa rin eh. And others of recent vintage. We're really reviewing this. I wonder if it's hard to review reaching beyond. Here we go, Neil. Look.
Yep. It is successful as expected. You always have to give time to the setter of the other team para maiangat yung bola.
Respect the space of the other, in a way, So we have the count 2-1 in favor of the King Crunchers, who now have Marcus Pejo serving for them. It's caught by the net, and you get that with every time Mark serves. It's 70-30 thing actually. Parang words, ano? Sige lang. Bato lang. Espejo is repelled back. Requinton shot in play. That's not gonna work. Cut shot. Reverse. Just no, it's a bit of a regalo actually, and it's delivered upon.
Easy point for Jeron Requinton. You have to credit the floor defense of the Sea Lions. They've been defending the hits of Jude Garcia from the right side really well.
Especially starting in that second set. And Coach Tai was telling Jude Garcia, "Baon mo." Playable, playable. It's an excellent dig by Preliminaries, and that's out of reach. It becomes the 3rd point of the Navy.
Paulina is such a smart hitter.
Sobra, no? Oo.
He also knows what to do with that ball. Always finds his advantage.
Saka masaya lang siya maglaro. Nakangiti palagi. It nips the net. Requinton is there. Hello, Jude Garcia.
We know that Jude Garcia is also a beach volleyball player, and at times it gets confusing. Nagaling ka sa beach, you would transition again to indoor. From left wing, right wing spiker ka na ngayon. Ang dami mong babaguhin sa habits. Contact point, approach, you name it. You have to adjust everything.
Which probably is the same in the case of Cici Rondina and Bernadette Pons as they continue to try to get ready for the SEA Games, for the beach volleyball competition. This one tags the net. Combination! That doesn't connect. Requinton. Panay ang punta ng bola dito ah.
Another tight start.
Isa pa nilitos mo. Papalo natin dito sa mga. 5-4. Requinton is going to serve. Hello. Oh, he got that. He got that with a tough angle. Rakiza, who's just happy to be here.
Wasn't the best of sets, but somehow he was able
Marunong humiga sa
to
ere ito.
force his way through the block of Kim Malabunga.
John Robert Magic Carpet Rakiza, and Malabunga is denied entry. The lead is now in the hands of the Navy.
Jiga will now enter the game as he replaces Kim Malabunga. Buhay na yung blocking ng PGJC Navy.
And the Navy is beginning to believe we can beat this team. As long as we stay faithful to our plan and to our game, we have a chance here. Requinton, Mark Espejo, and that repels and sends it back. Dolor, who's still reeling from the aftershock.
Too hot to handle.
Oh, sobra.
Greg Dolor.
Musok pa eh. 6 apiece. Glad you're joining us. Seb Sarmenta here with Neil Flores, Doreen Suay Baguio. Opening day of the Spikers third. Jude Garcia got to it. Espejo uncorks. Tracked down by Culling King. Delor gets it to connect. Once Delor got his rhythm, the Navy was in a good place.
That hit had enough power.
Enough, no?
Para makalusot dun sa double block ni Preliminaries and Espejo. That was his 10th point. So officially, he is now in double digits. Talking about Greg Dolor.
In the meantime, they get that to work. We are tied at 7. The setter, Brillanos, will be serving. Combination. There's a net touch by Espejo, and we arrive at the first technical timeout with the Navy hitting port first at 8-7.
You're still watching the Spikers Turf Invitational Conference. We have been seeing a new playmaker for Criss Cross in Adi Villados. But actually, Sir Sevenil, hindi na bago si Adi for Criss Cross, having been with the team in the 2024 Invitational Conference. He just didn't get minutes at that time, but now, after a championship with Arellano University, Adi is finally getting his chance here in the Spikers Turf. Kwento nga ni Coach Carl, walang pahinga. Right after ng championship niya nung June, nag-ensayo kaagad si Adi for Criss Cross. At kahit bago pa siya, kwento naman ni Adi, Coach Tai has been giving him that freedom to run his plays, to be creative with it. And that is an opportunity he doesn't take lightly. Back to you guys.
Doreen, maraming salamat sa background na information na pinaprovide mo tungkol sa ating mga players, lalo na yung mga bago. Tabla tayo dito sa ating third set, 8-all. Marcus Bell, here comes the bullet. Kalingking, sanay na siya tumanggap kay Mark. Oh, Dolores says, I got some stuff also.
You have to give half that point to Jack Kalingking. He's been very consistent, getting a lot of excellent receives.
Isipin mo buong araw kang nagre-receive against the first six ng Philippine national team. Espejo.
And pag libero ka, limited yung pwede mong gawin eh. You can receive, you can dig, but that's about it.
Up in the air it goes. Chance to attack. There you go! Paulino slamming it inside an empty area.
Minor adjustments lang yung ginawa ni Coach George Pasqua. Inusog niya lang yung ibang players to a different position. Nakuha na nila yung laro nila.
Oh, here's Kuramin.
They're getting a lot of soft touches.
Huli! Huli! Garcia got a finger on it. Naisa kanya yung opensa doon, no?
He had enough halftime.
Oo.
Put that ball
Lagyan
down.
ko nga ng daliri. 10-9 ang ating bilang. 1 point lead by the Navy, though, in the third. Oh, of two defenders there. And Giga and Rickendon unable to contain it. It's a 2-point lead, a new 2-point lead for the Navy.
Seeing a lot of loose blocks from Criss Cross. This is very different from what we saw in set number 1. It was a commanding performance from the King Crunchers.
10-point for set win. That's neatly done. Perfectly done by Jaron Rickendon. Brings his team within 1.
Full force targeting zone 1.
Here's Garcia. Kalingking. Rickendon finds the angle. Chase down. Kalingking sends it airborne. Garcia gets it back. Whoa, well done. Rickendon got that to go.
That fault was called on Hairani.
Pakiki-high five sana si Coach Teki Rickendon. Umikot palayo. Net fault challenge tayo. Nalata ako, wala palang music yung challenge, ano ha? Siguro walang budget today. Oo nga, no? Usually yan may music eh. Kamta nga kayo. Ayan na. Yun.
Oh, it was
Oh.
Jared Requenton touching the net. So that point will be awarded to the Sea Lions. Good challenge there from Coach George Pasqua.
Pagpalo lang yun.
Believe ako doon sa mga coaches at saka assistants. They see everything. We're watching the same game, but they have a different set of eyes din eh, di ba? And in the meantime, Dolor will be serving. Wow! Wow! Oh, may baw-baw! Yun, finally, nag-high five sila ni Coach Ty.
He had been the main source of the points for Criss Cross. It's 3 straight points for Jared Requenton.
Flyer din itong Requenton, eh, no? Good set. Nahuli. Iba rin itong Rakisa na to. He's a perfect complement to Dolores.
He also found the right amount of power. Kanina, tinatansya pa niya kung gano'ng kalakas dapat yung mga bola na binibitawan niya.
At saka, anong way to attack people I have never played against. Repito. Jude Garcia begins to catch fire here. And it is now a 13-12 third. And Jigga. Ooh, foot fault. And suddenly, a 3-point for the Navy. They have a 2-point lead. Unfortunate, unforced error there for the King Crunchers. Espel receiving. Garcia blasting away.
He's had more success in the back row actually.
Yeah.
Mas malinis
Oh.
yung atake from the back row compared to the front line.
He has time to make adjustments in flight. 1-point lead. Villado centers his serve. Cut shot that time by Paulino. Pepito. Oh, too hot to handle. Hindi matanganan that time by Jairami. And we are tied at 14.
2 straight points for Jude Garcia.
Getting away with total murder on that flank. There's Villado serving anew. The push, the empty space is filled up quickly. Espejo slices it. Oh! This happens, and the lead now changes hands.
The intention for Mark Espejo was to reset that rally. Intentional yung soft touch niya para pag bumalik yung bola, they could just put that ball up again. They could transition to a better combination.
That's out, blocked away, and we are tied at 15. Rakisa knew exactly what to do on that attempt.
No intimidation.
No, not at all.
Sometimes for new players na first crack sa Spikers turf, pag nakikita yung big names, medyo nag-aalangan pa eh. But this guy is built different.
Nasisilong. Ito, quite a discovery. Espejo denies! It hits the floor, and the Navy arrives at the technical break ahead again at 16-15. Kulang ng kembot, kulang ng kembot. I-kembot nyo pa ng konti. Baka pwede na tayong lumaban sa TikTokan. Pero the spirit is there. But look at the spirit of this game. It's an intense one in its third set, 16-15. And all set to serve anew is John Robert Rakiza. Short into the net. We're knotted at 16. Tsaka naman, Neil, bata pa yung iba, walang pagod eh, no?
That is so true.
To be young.
When you're in your early 20s,
walang
iba
pagod yan.
yung pakiramdam when you're on the floor.
Bukas, laro uli yan eh. Pag 30s na.
That's a different topic altogether.
Tumitingin ka na sa ceiling sa bahay. Tatayo ba ako o hindi?
Kailangan maging efficient ka na sa paglalaro. Hindi mo na madadaan yan sa power lang.
Well said. Efficient. Oh! Piercing the defense is Dolor and gives them a 2-point lead.
Confidence is sky high for the PGJC Navy Sea Lions. That is the first time ulit na pumunta sila sa combination play. Kanina hindi gumana, but against a single blocker, of course, they will get that point.
Now, Criss Cross has to respond, and they do. Regenton giving them some dividends. They come within one.
You have arrived at the crucial part of the set.
Yep. This is the part of the match where it's ill-advised to have too many miscues and lapses. There's no whistle. We play on. Garcia thought the point was over. Regenton, it's not yet over. We are still in action. Longest rally. Oh, it ends quickly as Garcia has had enough.
Hanggang wala pang pito yung first referee na pwedeng tumigil. For a moment, they stopped. Buti na lang, nakuha ng block touch si Chuen Chigha.
I love it when the referees don't blow their whistle. And they say, play on. Bakit ba? Ooh, some lethal shots being unleashed again by the Navy here. Ano ito eh? Mga superhuman ito eh. Greg Dolor, Jude Garcia, Marcus Peo. It's a 1-point lead by the Navy. Crucial stage, as Neil pointed out. That's long. Oh, it hit his... He said it hit his wrist, actually.
This is not the time to commit those service errors. Double sub for Criss Cross. It's the same double sub.
Asia and Marasigan are in. Pulling out Villados as well as Garcia. On the other side, Saria seeing action for the first time. Jacob returns. Saria pala, sabi ni Coach Makipuela. We're just beside the Criss Cross camp here. Boy, they're a joyful, vociferous lot here. Oh, the Lord. 20-19. Hindi na ba block si Dolor? Either they're late or out of position.
It's probably at 14 points right now. 14-15.
Tabla-tabla. 20. Regenton will serve. Too close to the net. And that'll work. Rakiza knocks one in again.
One-on-one affair for Rakiza. He was up against Isay Marasigan. And he chose the right angle.
This is a future star. This guy is a future star. Marcus Perez says, I'm a star also. Tabla-tabla.
As long as you give Mark Espejo a single block, siya na bahala.
We've seen that through the years. As Njiga is now replaced by Malabunga. That's a solid front line now for the King Crunchers. And that front line took care of business. They lead by 1.
We've been looking for the block points galing sa Criss Cross. Nawala yun ng second set. But here, the tail end. Better late than never. They're up by 1.
Boy, Dolor. We've said his name 100 times here. Simply unstoppable. Paulino will return. Jairami will also return. Jairami serve in play. Espejo sees the opening.
Tough angle there for Mark Espejo. Double block was established. Alam na alam ng PGJC Navy na pupunta na si Jewel Asia kay Mark Espejo, but still able to avoid the 2 lines of defense. That's it for the double sum.
And Asia, hindi nakahawak ng bola si Asia. Or briefly lang, doon sa set na yun, 23 all. 23-22, sorry. Lalim. Oh, well done by Requinton. Espejo. Akaling King unable to get to it. And look at this, we are at set point for Criss Cross, and Coach George will try to stem the tide.
Ninyo sa bola, yung nga lang, huwag yung sambutin. Kanina nabablock ninyo, kahit mababa yung daan ng bola o ng kamay na importante, pasok yung kamay. Then again, disiplina boys, doon sa pivot block, maandar kayo, kapos ang bola, hindi madadown D-line yun. Tapos ang block, hindi sa likod ng blocking mo, na pivot mo. Kunin nyo sa cross court, puro cross court ang pinapalo. So cross court block tayo, cross court defense tayo. Dahil taas nila yung bola, hatid nyo yung bola. Hindi na yatin na maayos eh.
Tama naman, ano? Wala namang tumapalo ng down the line, di ba?
Lalo na pag nabitin yung set, most probably hitter will always go cross court.
So, we are at set point. Villados, the Arellano player. Return to sender. Returned to sender, but it's out.
Nakisa once again challenging
Yeah.
the block of Mark Espejo. They're just down by 1. They can challenge Criss Cross into a deuce. But Criss Cross will have the chance to attack in this next rally.
One match or set point saved by the Sea Lions. Here we go.
What a fitting end to set number 3. They were pushed to the limit again by the Navy Sea Lions, but in the end, Jude Garcia to help his team get a 2-1 lead against PGJC Navy.
First set going the way of the King Crunchers. That was a 25-15 first set. In the second set, it was 25-23. It's the same score that you will notice at the end of the third. Fourth set coming your way shortly. this is our set count thus far. 2-1 lead by Criss Cross recovering, but they barely made it in that third set, actually, if you think about it.
We were looking for the production in the blocking department. We know na lumalabas yung offense ng Criss Cross pag maganda yung blocking system nila. Nawala yun ng set number 2, but in set number 3, somehow they were able to get a couple of points from their wall, lalo na dun sa dulo ng set number 3. And Greg Dolor led the charge for PGJC Navy, but his fellow Tamaraw took care of things for Criss Cross. Jude Garcia. Marcus Pell, of course, played big as well. Kinailangan na siyang ipasok ni Coach Tai ng set number 3 to make sure na they got the advantage. Now they're just one set away from taking home their first win.
Boy, that is driving them hard, the winning that first title. But in their path has always been Signal, and it's not going to be an easy tournament. We still don't know what kind of team the Japanese and the Australian teams will be, because they will be part of the playoff round after we find out the 4 teams that will be the top ones at the end of the preliminaries.
One thing's for sure, you can't underestimate the other teams, lalo na dito sa Invitationals. All the other teams did their homework, they beefed up their lineups, they also trained really hard. Mas matagal yung naging preparation. Just by watching the first 2 games, you already know how this conference will pan out. We will have a lot of 4, 5-setters. If you play a bad game, that's the only time you might lose in straight sets fashion.
Dolor has 15 points. Rakisa with 11. That's a miss by Colinares. Paulino has 7. On the other side, Quinton with 14. Garcia 10. Marcus Bear coming off the bench with 9. And Compton has stalled still with 8 points. Another serve that goes astray. We are tied at 1. Mukhang merienda na pinag-uusapan dun, ha? Champurado na yung naririnig ko, ha? Uh-oh. Navy, they have to keep their game up, their intensity and the way they played in the second and third, actually. Can't allow this King Cruncher team to, assert its authority, and they are totally capable of dominating a game. 2-1 tally here. That tips the net. That is against the block, and he's a smart player.
That's the same point of attack for Rakisa. Nandun naman yung blockers ng Criss Cross, but somehow nahanapan niya ng paraan. He's just really targeting the hands of Marcus Pell to get it out of bounds.
Parang kinuna na litrato muna yung kamay, tapos he broke it down, nagpunta ng canva, inanalyze. Solid serve. High up, and there's a net scrape. It'll be charged against the Navy. It's a 3-2 tally here. Boy, those net touches are the things you don't want right now. Colinares. Huli ni Mark.
It was a clear catch and throw violation.
Colinares will serve anew. Their team ahead by a deuce.
Score is 4 serving 2. Make that 4-3. Still in favor of Criss Cross.
Kuramen will serve. Garcia accepting. Espel adjusting in mid-fly.
I can score off soft shots too, says Marcus Espejo.
Nandun pa rin yung antenna ni Marcus. Yung ability niya to change his attack. in mid-flight. 5-3 tally here. Cannonball kept in play. They punch it over. Reach for by Kim Malabungan, but on two goes Villados, who says, I have this in my arsenal.
Early 3-point lead for the King Crunchers. Coach Tai wants a good finish to this game. They have to go back to their game plan in set number 1. Set number 2 and 3. Nadelikado sila sa laro ng Navy.
Navy was inspired in the second set. They took that. Kalingking receiving. Ooh. Turnaround shot, if there ever was one. A challenge will be happening mid-play.
Block touch challenge on that Marcus Pell hit.
Okay, the interesting part, because it was in play.
If this is unsuccessful, the point will be rewarded to the King Crunchers.
And they will have a 4-point lead. If it favors the other side, we will play the point.
Yes.
Again, just to extend the invitation to all of you to follow the games on our regular platforms, One Sports Plus, Pilipinas Live, of course. The Paco Arena will again be our venue on Wednesday, October 29. 2 o'clock, FEU faces Savage. PGJC Navy goes up against UST. And Alpha and Signal get entangled at 6 o'clock for our nightcap on Wednesday. We await the decision on this one. Yes.
Tricky talaga yung block touch challenge. Lalo na pag tumama sa net. If the ball has enough force, 90% chance na tumatama sa palad or sa forearm ng blocker. Navy is trying to plead their case. But the decision is final. The point will be awarded to the King Crunchers. The official score is 7, serving 3. That's a 4-point lead for the orange shirts.
This could be decisive, but this could be a good fulcrum for Criss Cross. But talk about that somewhere else, not to Greg Delore.
He's on his way to the 20-point mark.
Yeah.
That's the usual numbers
In there.
of Greg Delore. Imagine if he played as a wing spiker sa first set pa lang.
He now has 16. So here we go, 7-4 tally. Kim Malabunga does a Kim Malabunga flying, taking care of that middle. 4-point lead at the technical break.
Back here in the Spikers Turf Invitational Conference, already making an impact here in his debut game in the Spikers Turf is Negi Rakiza from ICC Caloocan. Sir Seven Neil, kwento ni Negi, malaking jump for him playing in the NCRAA to here now in the Spikers Turf. Alam niya na mas competitive, alam niya that he has to level up his game. But this debut game is extra special for him, lalo na at dalawa sa mga tinuturing niyang standard as a spiker ay sina Mark Espejo at Jude Garcia. Kaya nga Sir Seven Neil, when he scored the point against them earlier, nanginginig siya. For many, that might just be another point. But for Negi, that was a moment he has been waiting for. Back to you guys.
Great story, Noreen. Doreen, thank you very much. And boy, it's always thrilling the first time you go up against players that you have followed for the longest time.
Dream come true rin yun for certain athletes. It's not an easy task to score against a player like Mark Espejo. So, part na yan ng core memory niya sa first game niya in the Spikers tour.
Pag na-block na siya, reality check na. Diba? Nakakalusot yung mga palo niya eh. Pero pag na-block, okay. Uh-oh, good turnaround that time at the last moment by Jairami.
Oh, wow. On cue. Great numbers also from Rakiza to support the numbers of Greg Dolor.
Rakiza in double digits with 13. Oh, high up and out.
It was a clear miss-hit from Jeron Requenton. He's been playing so well. May allowance din naman for mistakes.
Parang ano eh, no? Sinampal yung bola, hindi connect eh.
Overpass.
Oh. 3 straight points now by the Navy. They come within 1. Coach Tai will try to stop the bleeding here.
Okay, advantage pa naman tayo.
One point at a time. One point at a
Yes,
time.
coach.
Get by left line. Relax. Very good,
Side doon.
Sige lang.
Pamasa muna.
Hey, Criss Cross!
Ja.
Ten.
Ja. Pasok.
We have the count at 8 against 9 here. Kiel's serve. That is going to hit the corner within safe territory, and it's now a 2-point lead. 10-8 count here. Fourth set.
At this rate, Criss Cross will probably end up with 3 players in double digits. Requenton, Jude Garcia, and Mark Espejo,
who didn't even start here today. Pushed up, he got blocked there. Reality check. Espejo takes care of that back row. It is a check ball. It is long, but it was touched last by the Navy. It is 11-8.
the 3-point lead is re-established by the King Crunchers. You have 3 attackers in the front row. You also have Mark Espejo as an option for that pipe.
Here's Valiados. Ganda ng lipad, pero nahuli. Requenton. Oh, it's on the floor.
Great pickup there from the libero in Pepito, helping his teammates set up that play.
Napapansin na rin ni Requenton si Coach Tai kasi napan niya gusto makipag-high-five si Coach Tai eh. Ini-snap ni Requenton eh. Nagkasundo na rin sila. 12-8. That touches the net, but we are in play. Baba. Brillatos got to it. Oh, and now some breaks working the way of the King Crunchers, forcing Coach Greg to call a timeout.
Disiplina lang sa defense pattern. Okay? Doon tayo mag-start sa base. Huwag kayong didepensa na wala kayo sa base para alam niyo kung anong movement na gagawin ninyo. Maliwanag. Tapos yung pivot block, huwag kayong nag-glide. Pag nag-glide kayo, hindi nyo madudukot ang kamay. At the same time, pag nag-glide kayo, hindi tayo maka-establish ng depensa sa likod kasi nga sumusunod sila sa inyo. So establish ang block, mabayaan nyo yung depensa sa likod, sila yung magbabasa kung saan dadaan ang bola sa kamay ng blockers. Ha? Ganun lang siya kasimple. Okay? Let's go!
And Coach George Pasco's tone has hardly changed throughout the game. Still teaching, no?
That was a term that was used earlier pa, yung pivot block. He was stressing on that. I agree. If pag-glide or pa-wave yung block, magugulo yung defense pattern sa likod. So you really have to hit that break foot so that you can establish your hands above the net.
Yeah, it's a good point. Yeah. Oh, and some fatigue may be setting into the Navy here. That's a service ace. Paulino could not elevate it.
Criss Cross is starting to pull away.
5-0 run.
It started as a slow burn for the orange shirts, but now they're getting consecutive points.
That's a flight that goes nowhere.
Everything working now for the King Crunchers.
6-0 run.
Delayed na nga yung block. Ni Jude Garcia, he just decided na attempt na nga lang ako, nandito na lang din naman. Pero napaganda pa.
Uh-oh. Broken play. Requinton. Good dive that time by Delor. Ooh, Pepito. That's out of reach. The bench faded away. Mark crashed to the floor. Paying no heed to the fact that he had an injury. He has an injured elbow. Jacob is replaced. Paulino back in. Airami also back in. 15-9 count. That last point ended a run by the King Crunchers. 6-0. And they're back to their scoring ways. We arrive at the second technical timeout. Don't go too far away.
Nonchalant ba yan? Opo, nonchalant. Babang ka. Ay, diba? Diba?
Ano yun? Ano daw?
Nonchalant daw.
Ano daw? Ulitin nyo yan, ha? Ulitin nyo yan. Take 2. Eh, makita nyo. Yung mga komiko rito lalabas yan. 16-9. Ang pasayawin nyo si Eric Tipan. Yan ang pasayawin nyo. Pag napasayaw nyo yan, bilib ako sa inyo. Ito, humiwalay na itong King Crunchers. 7 ang lamang. Espejo wants to go home.
How do you stop an attack like that from Mark Espejo? Broken play from Criss Cross.
Alam mo yan?
Clean hit from Mark Espejo.
Neil, bata po sa Ateneo, yan na yun eh, no? 17-9. Short, and now maybe the spirit has been broken a bit here. 18-9.
Passing has been off also.
This looks like the first set, ano?
Compared to the second and the third set, naging consistent sila all throughout delivering those balls to the target zone.
Parang ito nawala yung yung fire at saka yung consistency na sinasabi mo. 18-9 here. Requinton got to it. And maybe we're watching the finishing touches here.
Last 6 points for the King Crunchers. Even yung atake ng PGJC Navy, lumalambot eh. So pag nagbibigay sila ng bola sa Criss Cross, it's practically a free ball for them.
And that's where the term puto came along. through the years. Soft stuff. Kailangan ibaon uli. What a shot. Big attempt. But I think his timing was a tad off on that attack.
Bucanton has 16 points right now.
Boy, what a performance.
14 attempts and 2 aces.
He started today, no? Mark did not. Because they were managing the injury. What a clean hit.
Great debut also for the rookies of Criss Cross. Noel Campton had 7 points, if I'm not mistaken.
And then Preliminaries is delivering right now. It's a 10-point lead.
Sa kamay ninyo, pakita nyo rito, laglag kaliwa is laglag kanan. Pero siyempre, hindi natin naaasa lang sa blocker natin yung depensa natin. Diba? So, kailangan ng tulong doon sa baba. Okay? Hindi pa pwede pag lumagpas sa blocker natin, wala na yung tulong sa baba. Tumulong din tayo sa depensa. Yung floor defense natin. Di pakita natin ang bola, atake tayo. Ito lang yun.
At least si George Pasco, Antonio, mula sa umpisa hanggang ngayon, pareho, no? Even yung delivery niya. Pag nagtuturo ka talaga, kailangan ganun lang talaga yung panatag yung... Kasi pag na-sense ng players na asar ito, baka hindi makatulong.
These are also seasoned players.
Naman.
So, alam nila na pag nagbigay instructions, they just have to follow.
In the meantime, the 11th point of the Navy has already been registered. Nice exchange between Marcus Pero and Coach Tai. They understand each other. That's what I will say. Mark spinning around. This one alive. Standing spike. Garcia trying to pounce on it. And they pay for it as their defense collapsed there.
Well, they still have a good cushion here in the 4th frame.
2 straight points connected by the Navy after being down 20-10. And that wayward serve makes it 21-12.
Final double sub for Criss Cross. Jewel Asia and Simon Sigan will try to put the finishing touches here. Well-deserved rest for Villados and Jude Garcia.
Quite a performance by Villados, huh?
He's not new sa Criss Cross. Matagal na siyang nasa
sabi
roster. It's just that he has his duties to his college team. Kaya hindi natin siya nakita in the past conference.
And also you had to play behind Ish and Jewel also. 21-13 is the count here.
Meron pa silang Echo Adahar, who is right behind us, not yet in uniform. I think he's under the weather. Nico Almendras also is not in uniform.
Lalim ng pickup. And that's brushed against the block as Marasigan gets some scoring going and brings his team 3 points away from the finish. But the Navy, if they can sustain their intensity, their focus, and their style of play, they could be a contender here. That's blocked. Oh boy, he's solid. Requenton doing a little of everything, re-establishing a 10-point lead.
What a first game for Jaron Requenton. Usually, si Jude Garcia yung namumuna when it comes to scoring. Marcus Pejo is also there. But that's a pleasant surprise for the King Crunchers. They have found another reliable scorer in Jaron Requenton. But on the other side, Greg Dolor continues to score for PGJC Navy.
And this is sending a loud message to the rest of the field. Boy, we have a collection of scorers here. 23-14. And we arrive at match point. Bagala is in, and he could be serving for the match. Are we done? Yes, we are. And we are done. 25-14. But not without the fight from the Navy. They took the second set. But too much power, too much consistency from the King Crunchers. They were really cracking here.
Daming nabunot ni Coach Tai from the bench who delivered as well. Different starting six ng first set. Nag-iba nung second set. They found their rhythm, and now that's their first win.
And we'll take a short break. Another 4-set game has been completed. Big win on first game of the King Crunchers.
You're still watching the Spikers Turf Invitational Conference. Capping off our opening day triple header is a 4-set win of the Criss Cross King Crunchers over the PGJC Navy Sea Lions. And I'm here with the best player of the game, Jaron Requinton. Jaron, congratulations on your opening day win. You had an all-around performance tonight. Ano yung mga pre-season preparations that worked well for you para maipakita yung ganung all-around performance?
Siguro po yung mga pinag-trainingan lang namin since nag-training kami sa Thailand. So, yun yung pinapalimain sa amin ni Coach Tai na alalahanin lang namin yung mga ginawa namin sa Thailand and i-perform lang namin kung ano yung pinerform namin sa training namin sa Thailand. So, medyo kailangan pa i-polish. So, yun yung pag-trainingan namin this week.
Alam mo na pag-usapan namin yan na this is the 4th time that Criss Cross is gunning to go all the way to the gold. At lagi nyo sinasabi, mas gigil talaga kayo this conference. Paano nung naapektuhan kung paano nyo in-approach itong game na to, lalo na for all the moments that Navy tried to fight back?
Yeah, yun nga, gigil na kami to win this conference. Pero syempre, kailangan namin i-remind yung sarili namin na may gigil pero at the same time, kailangan meron kaming composure sa loob ng court and sa mga sarili namin. And yung confidence, kailangan ramdam din namin. Hindi lang basta-basta na sasabihin namin nagigil kami na kunin yung gold this conference. Kailangan gawin din namin.
Very well said. Thank you so much and congratulations once again, Jaron, and to the rest of the Criss Cross King Crunchers. We will see you guys in the next few games. But for now, back to you, Sir Stephen Neal.
Maraming salamat, Doreen, and our best player of the game, who was really sterling today, Neil.
Yeah, again, 17 points for Jaron Requinton from the start till the end of the match. He was very consistent on the floor. He got his touches on defense, but he also scored really well today. And again, yun yung discovery sa Criss Cross eh. Pag ganito kalalim yung bench mo, dapat kahit sino pwedeng mag-top scorer. And he really showcased his skill set in today's game against the PGJC Navy Sea Lions.
There were some moments of doubt when their game was not intact, but the second set was the best set by the Philippine Navy in this particular match. I thought we'd go 5, but I think there were other ideas for this day. And just a quick look at the numbers.
Ultimately, nabalik ng Criss Cross yung blocking system nila and they got more points in the attacking department. Yun yung hindi nangyari nung second set, but slowly, naibalik nila yon nung third and fourth set. And this is just the first of many wins for the King Crunchers, but they do have to polish some of the other aspects of their game for sure. Hindi naman sila makokontento with this 4-set win. And as for PGJC Navy, they're back to the drawing board.
Gusto nang umuwi nitong venue, pinapatay na po ang ilaw. Yan po ang schedule mo sa Thursday ba o Wednesday? Ha? Wednesday, tapos Thursday. Ano ba? Ang gulo nyo ha. Hindi kayo magkasundo kung anong araw yan. But I think it's a Wednesday. Okay? So sa Paco Arena, FEU against SVG, Navy against UST, Alpha against the Signal team. Okay, in behalf of Neil Flores as well as Dorinzo Ibagio and our entire production team here, thank you for joining us. Big win by the King Crunchers in 4th. All the wins today were in 4, and this is where, you know, power and passion just come together. Good night.